Hi, so this is a step-by-step guide on how to configure brute force login prevention on a MIKROTIK router. So the first thing that I'm actually going to do is to log into, actually I've got a cloud-hosted router with me here. So I'm going to start it up in VirtualBox, and then I'm then going to connect using the WINBOX configuration utility. So right click on the VM and then click on Start, Normal Start. But if you have a physical router, you don't have to do this part. But just in case if you don't have a physical router, then you might need to download and install the cloud-hosted router for you to be able to follow along this tutorial. So, but however, the steps that I'm actually going to show you here are exactly the same as how you do it, whether you're using the cloud-hosted router or whether you're using an actual physical device. Okay, so the cloud-hosted router is started up now, and then let me just open WinBox using Wine. And then once it opens up, I'm then going to log into the router. So double click on the IP address and then type in the router password and then click on connect. So I've actually logged in now, and the next thing that I'm going to show you is the commands that you actually need to run to prevent brute force login. So I actually have the commands written out on my website. But before, we're just going to connect to the MIKROTIK router using via SSH. So open up your terminal application and then run the command sshadmin at the IP address of the cloud-hosted router or your router. Type in your password and then press enter. And then just after you've actually logged in, you should see an admin at the name of your MIKROTIK router on your command line prompt. So go to my website, the link is actually in the video description, and then scroll down to step 3. So that's where the commands are listed out. So all you just need to do is to copy the commands, open up your terminal application, and then paste them in. Actually, I was supposed to first say IP firewall filter. So you just have to first run that command to say IP firewall filter, and then paste the command. Go back to the website and paste the second command, as you can see what I'm doing now, and then paste it into your terminal. Repeat the process for the third command. So what these three commands do actually is they actually prevent FTP brute force login. So the second set of commands that you need to run actually prevent SSH brute force login. So copy the commands as they are listed out on the website one by one, and then paste them in the terminal. So what these actually commands actually do is, if someone tries to log into your router for a number of times, their IP address will actually be blacklisted or blacklisted in the MIKROTIK router, such that whenever they try to connect, MIKROTIK will actually block traffic from them from the get-go. So before it even gets to a point whereby the router is now accepting traffic for login, it actually blocks them out right off the bat. So this is the second from the last command that you need to run. So paste it into your terminal, and then the last command that you need to run is the one that I'm actually copying now. So copy that command and then paste it into the MIKROTIK terminal. So there you have it. If you open up WinBox and then if you go to IP, then click on firewall, and then under filter rules, you will actually see all the commands that we're actually running. You know, you actually check them one by one to see what each rule does. And then when the blocking happens, you will actually see the IP addresses on the address list tab. So the next thing that you need to do is to disable FTP, SSH, TELNET, and HTTP IP services. So click on IP and then click on services. So you need to click on each service, as you can see here, as an added extra layer of security to prevent login via these ports. So this is just an extra step that you can also take to prevent logging. But if you do this, the only way that you'll be able to access your router is via the WINBOX config utility. So let me just see if I can still log into the router. So I've actually closed out WINBOX and I'm actually opening it up again. Let me just connect. Okay, so everything is still good. So that's been it, guys. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.